Hello and welcome to Dark Wolf's Den. I am Dark Wolf. Thank you everybody for joining us. We really appreciate it. As you guys know, we do have the Mandela Effect West Coast Conference coming up November 8th to the 10th, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. And as you see here, we are over at MandelaEffectConference.com. Once again, we do have the keynote speaker, Cynthia Sue Larson, for those who don't know. We have a brand new logo, guys. This just got created this morning, today, I guess, last night. This is the official 2019 West Coast Mandela Effect logo. Some of the art is still a little subject to change. I might be doing a little something here. I don't know. Still playing with it a little bit. But this should be pretty much the logo, guys. So we have a logo now. We're going to go over to the con side. We got Cynthia Sue Larson giving her first talk at 4:30 on the 8th of November, followed by a Q&A session, and then we'll have, you guys remember the CEO of NECS, Mr. Chris Anatra. He came out about a month ago with a video admitting his company is affected by the Mandela effect. Well, he has agreed to sign on for some time here at the conference, guys. So if you'd like to meet Mr. Chris, come on out. He's going to be giving a talk called The Great Dreamtime Awakening. Description here below, you're more than welcome to read. The talk will be 45 minutes with 20 minutes for questions, followed by a full speaker panel on the first day. Oh, heck, I'll go ahead and read the description of this. The Mandela Effect, this is Chris Anatra's talk. The Mandela Effect and how it is a key component to humanity's awakening to the reality of our existence. This will also include his story of awakening and his path forward, or our path forward. On Saturday, you'll come back to Cynthia Sue Larson one more time, giving a second talk, followed by a talk in ME-themed art exhibition by Miss Kimberly Lynn Hanson. There was a name spelling change there that was an E-N. I did have to change that to O-N. So, guys, that is not an M-E. I did legitimately change that if you were paying attention. Followed by a full panel discussion on Saturday, also at 8 o'clock. Sunday, guys, we've added Shane Robinson from Unbiased and On the Fence. He's agreed to come give us a talk. I don't have the name or information for his talk yet. When I get that, I will have that posted. Followed by Miss Lauren Cannell-Pavelka, The Mandela Effect, Awakening the Wolf and Unity Consciousness. Again, I had nothing to do with that name for the record, but I love it. And then we'll have our final all-speaker Q&A panel, followed by the official closing of the 2019 Mandela Effect Conference. I hope to see everybody there. We're very much looking forward to it. Seats are going quick, guys. Make sure you register and get your seats now so you don't run out of your chance. All right, guys, this has been another official announcement of the 2019 West Coast Mandela Effect Conference. For more information, please visit MandelaEffectConference.com or send an email to darkwolfsdenyt@gmail.com. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Dark Wolf's Den, and remember always, stay awake, but dare to dream. Bye, everybody. Hello, fellow YouTubers, truth seekers, and Mandela affected. I'm Dark Wolf, and this is Dark Wolf's Den. I'd like to welcome everybody tonight. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. It's been a lot of fun doing these videos for you guys. I love running this channel. I don't really have enough time to do what I want to do, but I'm trying to pick up the pace and get stuff out more often, you guys, so I hope you're enjoying it. I hope everybody liked the medley we put together for last week. We had one out every day. Now we're going to try to do new stuff and send more out this week. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Season 2 of the Mandela Effect Theory Series. This one is called, well, maybe it's memory. You know, since the beginning, the professionals have been calling the Mandela effect confabulation. And to me and so many others, this has become more of a full category statement than a word. And it's very derogatory to the people in this community. So I looked up the exact definition of confabulation, and here it is. All of this information is taken directly from Wikipedia. So confabulation, a disturbance of memory defined as the reduction of fabricated, distorted, or misinterpreted memories about oneself or the world without the conscious intention to deceive. Okay, so they aren't purposely deceiving anybody, people who confabulate stories. And this is what they always tell us, you know, it's just confabulation, it's just an accidental memory, it's just fake, it's false, you don't mean to deceive anybody. People who confabulate present incorrect memories ranging from subtle alterations to bizarre fabrications, and are generally very confident about their recollections despite contradictory evidence. It is distinguished from lying in that there's no intent to deceive. The person is unaware that the information is completely false. Although individuals can present blatantly false information, confabulation can also seem to be coherent, internally consistent, and relatively normal. Okay, so far this is everything they tell us when they say confabulation. But I promise, guys, there's more. Hold on. Don't throw me under the bus just yet. Don't get the ropes ready to hang me just yet. I promise. Stick around. You're going to like this. I found something. Confabulated memories of all types most often occur in autobiographical memory and are indicative of a complicated and intricate process that can be led astray at any point during encoding, storage, and recall of a memory. So that all seems fine and dandy, right? That convinces us, well, maybe we're confabulated. Maybe they're right. We're just all making stuff up accidentally, even though every one of our made up memories, match, which is impossible. But wait, there's more. Now the part that they don't tell you. This type of confabulation is commonly seen in Korsakoff syndrome, which, go look it up. It's just another confabulation syndrome. It's for people who can't tell the truth. Most known cases of confabulation. Now here's the stuff they don't ever tell us when they tell us confabulation. Are symptomatic of brain damage or dementias, such as aneurysms, Alzheimer's disease, or Korsakoff syndrome, a common manifestation of thiamine disease caused by alcoholism. Sorry guys, I'm not an alcoholic. I don't have Alzheimer's. I haven't had any aneurysms, and I know I don't have the Korsakoff syndrome. But wait, there's more. Additionally, confabulation often occurs in people who are suffering from anticholinergic tox syndrome when interrogated about bizarre or irrational behavior. I'm sorry, I did not look that up, but I'm sure it has nothing to do with the Mandela effect. So next we have the signs and symptoms of confabulation. And if you can't read this, I do apologize. If you can read this, excellent. Your eyes are great. Number one, they're typically verbal statements, but can also be nonverbal gestures or actions. Can include autobiographical or non-personal information, such as historical facts, fairy tales, or other aspects of semantic memory. The account can be fantastic or it can be coherent. Both the premise and the details of the account can be false. It is usually drawn from the patient's memory of actual experiences, including past and current thoughts. The patient is unaware of the account's distortion or any inappropriateness and is not concerned when errors are pointed out. There is no hidden motivation behind the account, and the patient's personality structure may play a role in his or her readiness to confabulate. So, either we're all crazy and making stuff up, or the Mandela effect's real. These would be okay if they were just to one person, or maybe even 2 or 3 people. You're talking millions, maybe even billions of people who are affected by this at this point. But there's more about confabulation. There's 2 kinds. There's provoked, momentary, or secondary. Provoked confabulations represent a normal response to a faulty memory, are common in both amnesia and dementia, and can become apparent during memory tests. However, this is the one we're accused of being. Spontaneous confabulators. Spontaneous confabulations do not occur in response to a cue, including a verbal cue, and seem to be involuntary. They are relatively rare. I'm going to repeat that. They are relatively rare. And even better, more common in cases of dementia. And may result, sorry about that, and may result from the interaction between frontal lobe pathology and organic amnesia. Another distinction, so I'm going to stop right there. So spontaneous, I got to touch on this real quick. Spontaneous confabulation does not occur in response to a cue. In other words, we can't suggest or mention something about a Mandela effect and suddenly somebody has a Mandela effect. Like I can't discuss Jiffy with somebody and suddenly I've influenced their memory or spontaneously made them confabulate. It don't work like that. So don't ever let anybody tell you that because you're asking a question, you're causing confabulation. That is lies. That is confabulation. And we have two types of confabulations, two more distinctions. One of them is verbal. Spoken false memories are more common. Behavioral confabulations occur when an individual acts on these false memories. I guess I would be a behavioral confabulationist. I make videos about it. All right. The best part is that science has no actual explanation as to why this happens, although there's like 9 or 10 theories about why confabulation may occur. So it's not in any better boat than the Mandela effect. Don't let anybody tell you this is hard science, because calling us confabulators is merely labeling us with something we're not. Next we have false memory. So a false memory is a psychological phenomenon wherein a person recalls something that did not happen. It is often considered in legal cases regarding child abuse. The phenomenon was initially investigated by psychological pioneer Janet and Sigmund Freud. Freud wrote The Etiology of Hysteria, where he discussed repressed memories of childhood traumas in their relation to hysteria. Elizabeth Loftus has, since her debuting research project in 1974, been a lead researcher in memory recovery and false memories. The false memory syndrome recognizes false memory as a prevalent part of one's life in which it affects the person's mentality and day-to-day life. So now they're saying we have a false memory syndrome. But I again don't think the Mandela effect group should be included in this either. This is seen mainly in PTSD or higher level mental disorders, along with amnesia, dementia, and Alzheimer's. None of which do I believe that everybody in the Mandela effect community has. I'm sorry, I can't buy that. The problem is that everybody cannot have the exact same detail in their false memory as everyone else does. Isn't the objective reality what everybody agrees to be reality? If so, then how can it be considered false by any means? So I was watching a YouTube video the other day, and somebody brought up another one that I hadn't really heard of, so I had to do some research. It was called cognitive illusions, assumed to be interactions based on assumptions about the world, which lead to unconscious inferences. So it's basically a bunch of guesses. Not really. It has more to do with optical illusions, where you know the world works a certain way, so it must be drawn a certain way, or must be done a certain way. First up, for instance, we have the distorting illusions. Distorting illusions are characterized by distortion of size, length, or curvature. Striking example, which we have here, is the cafe wall illusion. Another example is called the Mueller-Lyer illusion, and I do not have that one. Next, we have the ambiguous illusions. Pictures or objects that elicit a perceptual switch between the alternative interpretations. So, one time you might see a guy playing the saxophone, but if you look really close, you can actually see the face of a woman. So, it kind of switches between the two pictures. Your eyes kind of mess around, your brain don't know which one to look at. Next, we have paradox illusions. These are generated by objects that are paradoxical or impossible, such as the Penrose triangle or impossible staircases seen, for example, in this picture right here, ascending and descending. It is an illusion based on cognitive misunderstanding of adjacent angles. And then you have fictional illusions. If you guys have watched Jacob Israel's stuff, he used this fictional illusion one time. And he pointed out that the white triangle that appears on the very top is nothing at all. It's merely a lack of space. And mind forms the triangle out of the illusion of everything else around it. Perceptions of objects that are genuinely not there to all but a single observer, such as those induced by schizophrenia or hallucinogens. These are usually called hallucinations. So what does this have to do with the Mandela effect? Absolutely nothing. And that is the point. That is exactly the point. Now, I'll admit, people's memories may be flawed slightly. And we aren't perfect. But the Mandela effect, in my opinion, in this wolf's opinion, is not a bad memory effect. I'm going to repeat that. In my opinion, the Mandela effect is not a bad memory effect. Okay, that said. Also, people say, well, mass false memory or mass confabulation. Guess what? Mass confabulation also is not a thing. I looked it up. Go ahead, do some research yourself. If you find that it is a thing, please let me know. I'll gladly retract. It is impossible to share all of the exact same details in our false memories, no matter the age, continent, race, religion, or environment. How can we all remember a movie that was never made? How can we all remember exact spellings, though they're not that way? And when I say this, understand what I mean is everybody knows Berenstein was E-I-N. You don't have people saying E-E-N, I-I-N, Y-E-N, E-Y-N. You don't have all these different guesses at it. Everybody has the exact same memory. That is impossible unless it's real. But of course, reality itself tells us it's not. Thus, we have the Mandela effect. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just as the scientists and the so-called experts say that it is. Maybe memory. Or maybe, just maybe, Occam's razor was suggests that there's something else to the picture here. Something more going on. As always, I just give you the information and I let you decide. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you like what you see here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so YouTube knows to let you know every time we release a video. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, with that, this is Dark Wolf's Den. We have contests. We have interview series coming up. We have the skull experiment from the Mandela Effect Theory series along with 12 others. We've got the mystery series that has such things as the Unsealable Door of India and much, much more. We have the Rockinati shows from last year. I'm going to try to get back over to Unirock's channel and do some more of those. If not, it happens. But I really, really am working on doing more stuff for you guys. So I hope everybody enjoys it. I hope you have a great time. I think they're about to close the vault door on us, guys. Yep, there it comes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a great one. Bye, guys.
gotta get up.